Atheists and believers fall into the same trap. You don't believe me? Good. Because whether you believe me or not doesn't matter. In fact, if I were trying to convince you, that would be my weakness. Today, I won't try to prove anything to you. I'll simply hold up a mirror. Look into it if you want. Walk away if you don't. But remember this, breaking the mirror doesn't change the face. The atheist says, "I've found the truth." The believer says the exact same thing, but I ask a different question. If you've truly found the truth, why do you need everyone else to think like you? Why does a different opinion make you uncomfortable? Why can't you forget the person who criticized you? The problem isn't religion. The problem isn't atheism either. The problem is the human mind. The problem is human psychology. Psychologist Carl Jung once said that people often defend not the truth, but their ego. Because an idea is never just an idea. It can become part of a person's identity. That's why when someone attacks your beliefs, your brain doesn't experience it as a disagreement. It experiences it as a personal attack. Social psychologist Festinger explained it differently. When a person's beliefs collide with facts, inner discomfort appears. This is called cognitive dissonance. There are only two ways to reduce that discomfort. You either change your beliefs or you reject the facts. Most people choose the second option because it's easier. Daniel Kahneman reached a similar conclusion. People make decisions first. Then they search for reasons to defend those decisions. In other words, we don't always believe because we've thought things through. Sometimes, we think because we've already chosen to believe. Now, let's talk about Machiavelli. He observed people as they really were. In his view, people are rarely attached to the truth. They become attached to ideas that serve their interests. That's why trying to convince someone is often a waste of time. You speak. They're preparing their reply. You present facts. They invent excuses. You bring evidence. They become even more stubborn. Now look at yourself. As you're watching this video, are you really listening to me? Or are you searching for the flaws in my argument? If it's the second, then Jung was right. You're not listening to me. You're defending yourself. Jung called this projection. People see in others the parts of themselves they cannot accept. You're the ignorant one. You're the blind one. You're the one being manipulated. Sometimes, those words reveal more about the speaker than the person they're aimed at. So how does a strong person respond? Machiavelli would say, don't fight every battle, because not every battle is worth winning. Don't waste your energy trying to change someone who has no desire to listen. It's like shouting at the ocean. You'll make noise, but the sea won't change. And here's the most interesting part. The harder someone tries to convince others, the more they reveal their need for approval. A person who is truly confident within doesn't chase proof, doesn't chase applause, doesn't chase agreement. Jung called this individuation. At that point, you no longer live for the crowd's applause, nor do you live in fear of the crowd's anger. You simply think, you observe, and you make your own decisions. Maybe that's what freedom really is. You no longer need validation from atheists, or believers, or anyone else. Because truth isn't decided by a vote. The strongest idea isn't the one that shouts the loudest. The strongest idea is the one that doesn't make its owner dependent on other people's approval. Now ask yourself one question. Are you searching for the truth? Or do you simply want to be right?